Okay, hey guys, AnimeWestReacts. Here's gonna be a reaction to Talentless Nana, Chapter 65, Moe Part 11, I believe. That's what this chapter is titled. Yeah, this one's been going for quite a bit. But yeah, so. Refresh. So yeah, Chapter 65. Got the cover page being Nana and Nana and Soma losing like got electricity all around and Nana's like bracing herself, it looks like. So we start the chapter off with everyone like running over to because they were like being broadcasted pretty much of what was going on, and then they like Soma cut it off pretty much. So you got all of them running to check on them. And you got Nana standing off against Soma, saying, "Any interruptions would be a nuisance. Why don't we go somewhere else?" And then he says, "My thoughts exactly. Are you sure, though? Those monkeys might be on your side now." Says, "Thanks to Moe the liar," as he like presses down with his foot. And Nana just starts laughing, says, "Hey, despite current circumstances, I used to be the class leader. I don't want I don't want them to see me gouging your eyes out." Yeah, the look, and then someone's like, "Wait, what?" And he starts laughing too. Says, "I get it. I'm not in the mood for playing detective anymore." And so yeah, gets like this face, super like that don't know kind of face, like threatening, I guess. Nana takes off running, and so Soma follows her. And I guess he's like following her shoes or something. Could you see that Nana's shoes are like lit up or like bright? So she runs to the warehouse that she prepared, and Soma's just like, how far is she going to run? Follows her to it, and then when he enters, he ends up stepping on her flashlight because she drops it. And so yeah, Soma like trips over it and then picks it up. And then inside the warehouse is just like a ton of tires. So he's like, what the hell? So yeah, he's like grimacing, says, "What the hell is this?" And then Nana says, "Apparently you can blah. Apparently you can use electricity. I thought I'd fight you while hiding in a sea of rubber tires." And then someone's like, "For real? You for real, moron? Tires aren't 100% rubber." And then Nana says, "I see." And then someone says, "For example, some of the ingredients used to make tires black are conductive." And then Nana's like, "Wow, you sure know a lot about tires." And then he goes silent, and then he's like, I guess, looking around. And then Nana says, if he knows about that, then he clearly understands his own talent. He talks about it to threaten people, but rarely actually uses it. And then you got Soma thinking this many used tires would never be crammed inside a warehouse like this. And in other words, Haragi lured me here. Well, not that it matters now. I haven't used my talent since showing it to Koharu and Sachiko on the island once. Haragi has no idea how terrifying my talent is. And then it's like, but it sounds like your electricity is weak enough to be blocked by rubber. And goads him. He's like, huh? And then Nana says, "You're being so cautious now after bragging about it being like a bolt of lightning. Why don't you show me how conductive these tires really are?" And then he's thinking, she's obviously trying to provoke me, but why? What is she planning? I can tell she's trying to use my talent against me, but. And then he like steps and then turns the flashlight and looks at a tire and sees that it's full of water. Or there's like water inside it. And he's like, "That bitch, I can't believe she set this trap. If I carelessly used my talent in here, the jowl heat would cause the water to explode." And he's like, "Damn it. This is why my talent is so difficult to use. There's no telling where the seeds of collateral damage might be lying around." So yeah, being in a city and having a talent like whatever his that has something to do with electricity is probably not too usable given how much collateral damage there would be. And then we see Nana like watching or peeking out from behind the tires, thinking, "He's acting strange. Did he notice?" And then yeah, he's looking for her, like where is she hiding as he like steps. And we keep seeing him like focus on his foot when he steps, or like looks for her, and he's like shining the flashlight on the tires, and it's like she's not here. Only place left is inside this labyrinth of tires. And then he thinks, no matter where she's hiding, if she's hoping I'll blow myself up, she won't escape unscathed. If there was water inside all of these tires, force of a steam explosion would demolish this warehouse. Surely she's not planning to kill herself along with me. How does she intend to protect herself from an explosion? And it's like, grr. He goes like, he's like getting more progressively like angry and says, "What do you think you're doing, Hiragi?" As he like hits one of the tires, says, "Huh?" You see like the tire move. Bah. So he hits one of the tires and then like looks at the flashlight. And then we see in an earlier moment that Nana was holding this flashlight. So he's thinking, this flashlight, Hiragi was carrying it around earlier. I saw her with it at school this afternoon. Why? Did she use it while stacking these tires? No, it would be light out during the day. Does that mean that she did this at night? And he's like, oh, that's it. There must be a basement. She must have been speaking through this gap earlier. I see hiding in the basement certainly could protect her from an explosion. So he kicks it open, says, I doubt there's an underground tunnel leading outside. She's trapped down there. I'll wring her scrawny little neck. So he like opens the thing, and then Anana's behind him, like looks like he did a lot of thinking, and then she runs and tackles him off. Or like, yeah, runs and tackles him down the basement pretty much, or like knocks him over. And so yeah, he falls down in there, and then she shuts the door pretty much, or like the entrance to it, and then chains it shut. And so he's like, blah, or he said, you bitch. And then she like he's like looking up, and she's looking down at him, and she's like tying a chain around the lock. And then Nana says, by the way, that seemed to be some kind of storage room. Naturally, there's no way out. And then someone's like, where were you hiding? And then she says, right behind you. All I was doing was following a monkey around while he wandered in circles with a flashlight. Possibility that you might foolishly use your talent and cause an explosion made it incredibly thrilling. So yeah, she like locked him down there. And then yeah, she says, I knew you'd enter that cage by yourself in the end. That's a good look for you, as he's like veins bursting all over his head. And then he yells, why? It's true that I spoke a little about my talent, but I could have been bluffing. Maybe the electric shock would just tingle a little. I didn't give you anything to make a judgment off of. What if my talent were something else entirely? This trap would have been a waste. I could have killed you. And Anna thinks, come to think of it, you might be the first one who only talked about their ability and never demonstrated it. Blah, yeah, demonstrated it. I understand now that you do that so people won't underestimate you. Rather than freely demonstrating your talent, you can inspire even more fear by stirring their imaginations. That said, I did have doubts and run up against walls. Talented individuals often lie, sometimes like Koharu. They don't understand their own talent very well. On top of that, you're incredibly cunning, but when I considered the possibility that your talent really was like a lightning strike, it explained the whole case. And then Nana says, what does that? Or Soma says, what does that? And then Nana picks up like a stick and like jabs him in the head with it, saying, stop yelling. Right now I'm wondering why I didn't fill that cellar with poisonous insects. I'm coming to regret it. So yeah, she's like grunting down at him after what he did to Noah, or Moe, not Noe. And then, yeah, someone yells, Nana-chan, are you in there? It's Sachiko. So, yeah, Nana, like, pretty much just bashed him in the head or in the eye, maybe, even, with this stick she picked up. And Sachiko comes in saying, Nana says, I'm over here. Could you come here, please? And says, oh, really? Or Sachiko says, oh, you really were in here. I'm surprised you remember this place. Nana says, I'm surprised you remember this place. Sachiko says, you had me give you a ride here on a bike before. Besides, you said something that sounded significant about not wanting me to get involved. That. And then Nana asks, where's Moe-chan? And Sachiko says, they're taking her to the hospital. And then, yeah, Nana's like, that's great. And then, yeah, down in the cellar, he's got Soma. And Sachiko says, wow, so you beat Soma. And then Nana says, I was ready for him. And then, like, flashes the light and, like, turns and flashes the flashlight in Sachiko's eyes. And she's like, hey, what was that? And then she, like, clicks that off, like, makes everything dark. And Sachiko goes, what was that for, Nana-chan? It's pitch black. And then Nana says, I also made preparations against you. And then Sachiko's like, what? And then Nana says, because, Sachiko, you're the one who killed Saijo. So, yeah, definitely wasn't expecting that one. Blah. It's like, and it just made me have the feeling, like, it's always the ones that you don't expect. But yeah, it's a pretty good chapter overall. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure to leave a like, comment on the video, subscribe for more anime reaction reviews and manga reviews. Check out the links down below to my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. I'll see y'all next time. So yeah, later.